It's like there's something missing. It's like there's
Feel
something.
like there's a piece. There's a little sauce missing, isn't there?
There's something missing. That's just like this doesn't.
Así es, en Liverpool siguen hablando de Lucho Díaz. Este es mi tercer video que recopilo cosas que dicen los hinchas y la prensa sobre Luis Díaz desde que se fue. Al final de este video les voy a poner los otros dos videos si no los han visto para que los vean. Al final del video. Bueno, está en el cuadrito de información y todo eso se los pongo para que miren los otros videos. Ya saben, suscríbanse al canal, denle like al video, el pulgarcito me ayuda mucho, bajen, le dan al like, también le dan a la campanita para que les avise cuando salga nuevo video. Quiero hacer un par de observaciones sobre todo lo que van a comentar en este momento los hinchas y la prensa y todo eso. Una de las cosas que siempre me ha molestado es que dicen usualmente como para excusarse es de que no, pues él se quería ir. Obvio, se quería ir porque el salario era muy bajo. Él estaba pidiendo mejor salario. Y también dicen, no, pues él se quería ir al Manchester City hace un año. Sí, porque estaba buscando mejor salario, ¿no entienden? Entonces por eso él se fue. Él incluso unas semanas antes de que pasara todo lo que pasó para que él se fuera, él dijo, me gusta estar en Liverpool. Todo depende del club. Y el club no quiso darle un mejor salario. ¿Sí entienden, hinchas de Liverpool? ¿Entienden o no entienden? ¿Ok? Lo otro, dicen, no, pues a Lucho Díaz, y no lo van a decir aquí, pero lo han dicho en otras ocasiones. No, pues Lucho Díaz le va a ir bien en Alemania porque es Alemania y la liga de allá no cuenta nada. Y contrataron a Frimpong y contrataron a Wirtz. A Wirtz por un récord, o sea, como 105 millones de euros. A Wirtz. ¿De dónde vino? De Alemania. Lo están buscando Olise, que está en el Bayern Múnich con Lucho Díaz, de Alemania, o está en Alemania, ¿ya? Entonces, si no les parece que Alemania es buena liga para que busquen jugadores allá, no entiendo. Bueno, los dejo con el video. Dejen sus comentarios sobre todo esto y sobre todo lo que ellos dicen. Trato de leerlos a todos, trato de contestarles a veces cuando puedo, pero trato de verdad, yo les pongo like por lo menos si los leo. Bueno, los dejo con el video, ya saben, se viene la Bundesliga, la Premier, la Liga Española, cualquier cosa que pase con los jugadores colombianos, aquí se los traigo. Esto es Golazo, nos vemos muy pronto.
Luis Diaz is a massive miss for me. When we look at Liverpool last year and how Liverpool used to press, I think he was arguably the one who would set the press in the front three. Szoboszlai in midfield was the person who was setting the press in the midfield with that power and that dynamism that he has. But for me, Luis Diaz, how tenacious he is on the ball, hungry to get the ball back for his team, interceptions. He brought something to Liverpool Football Club that they are now missing. I think Ekitike and Isak, Wirtz, they do work, but what I will say is that they're attack-minded players. I think with Luis Diaz, he would sacrifice himself a little bit more defensively, and that's the one thing that they have to figure out now is, in the attack, who's going to give themselves up a little bit and say, I'm maybe not searching for the numbers, I'm maybe not trying to score the goals. There's always, in a front three, there always has to be one guy who goes, I'm not stats hungry per se, and I also think in the front three it's important to understand which one of the three is going to be our workhorse, which one of the three is going to be our guy that we're going to let do what he wants to do, and then the other guy is going to be a hybrid of both.
What we lost in the summer in terms of losing Diogo and the way we lost him, then selling Diaz and Nunes, we lost three very good pressers. Nunes was a lot of things. He was not a lot of things as well, but Nunes was a very good presser. Diaz was a very good presser. Jota was a very good presser. Because we had so many exceptional pressers around Mohamed Salah last year, he could be the luxury. He could be the one who didn't have to do the work because it was a case of, you won't do it, but those three will do your work for you. Now it's a case of, you won't do it. He can't do it. The other one that can do it's on the bench. And the other one doesn't quite understand how to do it properly.
When we were talking about Diaz, I was telling everyone, I want Diaz to stay. You guys on the panel didn't. I argued why. I argued the reason
I wanted him to stay. Don't lie.
No, pardon?
I wanted him to stay. Don't lie. I said sell Gakpo, keep Diaz. Wallahi, I said that.
I don't recall. But I know a lot of the panel did. A lot of people did, right? But you want to go and play this. People want to talk about PSG style, whatever. Well, guess what? You're going to have to make it work with Gakpo and Salah. Well, guess what? They are both wingers that do not keep possession. Salah gives the ball away more than any other player. Gakpo gives the ball away more than every other player. Their first thought is, I want to be direct. But guess what? That's the type of players they are. So it goes back to my point, is why I said, I don't know why we haven't gone and addressed these. I don't know why we kept Gakpo instead of Diaz. I don't know why we're not playing Rio more. I don't know. I don't understand these things.
Marcus said we should have kept Luis Diaz. That's probably a popular opinion at the moment. Again, it probably comes down to what he wanted. He looked like he'd been angling for a move for a long time, and Liverpool, and I can't tell you why, didn't seem to want to give Luis Diaz a big pay bump. He got that big pay bump going to Bayern, seems to have settled in really well, and has spoken about things like players not being selfish in that Bayern dressing room, and I don't know if that was a dig at Liverpool or not. But again, I would say that this was more player-led than the club looking to move him out. Why though we didn't want to give him that contract? I don't know. That one I'm still unsure of. But a lot of people have been saying to me, as you said at the end of that comment, we probably shouldn't have sold him.
I mean, Gakpo scores in the last game after a bit of a barren spell, so he goes in. But again, now there's people saying, oh, look at Diaz, what he's doing for Bayern Munich.
14
we shouldn't
GA.
have sold him. You know, compare that to Gakpo. And I understand from a business point of view why, you know, Diaz was sold and Gakpo was kept. There is a good few years difference in them. But in terms of that directness,
we've got no
Diaz
1v1 player.
Is better.
Hugo's our only 1v1 player, to be honest.
Hugo and then Chiesa.
Yeah,
So it can't
he'll
be
try
Mo
it.
Salah.
Mo Salah is not a
It's
1v1
his
player.
worst start to a season for Liverpool ever. So imagine at the start of the season, we said that would be our best, and this is just our opinions. Like, let us know what yours is in the chat, but that's our best, options right now on the pitch.
Me and Drift kept on saying we wouldn't sell Diaz, right? Now, this is a conversation for Monday, but Diaz obviously wanted to leave. However, what we could speak about on Monday is, should Liverpool have given him his demand? Because apparently he did say verbally wanted to leave, and apparently the year before wanted to go City. However, Liverpool, in my opinion, was still in control of the situation. Maybe we was too nice, and that's maybe a conversation that we should have, because I don't know why people are kind of surprised that he's doing well at Bayern. That's another thing as well. Like, we're acting like we didn't see Luis Diaz have a good season last year.
In general, our fan base and our community even had a lot of negative things to say about Diaz, and I used to get a lot of stick for saying good things about Diaz.
Yeah,
and ever since Diaz has gone, why has there been an overwhelming amount of people who keep on saying it was a mistake to sell Diaz? Like, it's so, bro, what's going on? Like, I can't deal with
saying not replacing him
shit.
Was the issue, which again, that's another factor that we could speak about on Monday as well, because I think the replacement as well. Remember, we could, like, if we really wanted to, we could have, but we just decided not to go for one.
I think Luis Diaz is an underspoken, if that's a word, miss and loss, because they didn't replace him really in a like-for-like way. He contributed so heavily. I do think he was a bit underrated by the wider football fan base and public, and that took a lot of the pressure, expectation, weight off of Mo Salah. Balanced out the team better. He took goal scoring and creativity burden during his time at the club.
I don't know. That front line of Gakpo, Isak, and Salah. I don't know. It's like there's something missing. It's like there's something.
There's a piece. There's a little sauce missing, isn't there?
There's something missing. That's just like this doesn't. I don't know. When you look at the players that the teams that have been in for Diaz, apart from Bar Saudi, who go in for everyone, it's been Barca was Man City last season. It's been Bayern Munich. Clearly, that kind of gives you an indication as to the level of player he is. It's not he's going, but it's Bournemouth in for him, and Brighton and Forest, and do you know what I mean? This is a player that, regardless of what we might think, they all think that all these other teams think he's of a certain level.
Yeah, man, but it just feels, I'm still feeling there's something missing from the team now because he's not going to be there, and whether that's just how it is, it's crazy, bro.